Well, this video is for Loose Cannon and Famous Cube, two people or commented, two subscribers, I believe, who commented, wanted me to do a video about when the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict came out, what just came out, and basically he's been cleared of all charges. I'm just gonna read here what the charges and what happened, what the charges were and stuff about the case, I guess here. This is from the AP Wire, so from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges Friday after pleading self-defense in the deadly Kenosha shootings that became a flashpoint in the nation's debate over guns, vigilantism, and racial injustice. Rittenhouse, 18, cried and hugged one of his attorneys upon hearing the verdict. He had been charged with homicide, attempted homicide, and reckless endangering after killing two men and wounding a third with an AR-style semi-automatic rifle during a night of protest over police violence against black people in the summer of 2020. The former police youth cadet is white, as were those who shot. Was not aware of that. I don't think anybody was anybody aware that he was a former police cadet, that he was, I guess, going to the he was going to be going to the police academy or belong to some police explorers group, maybe. I don't know. I did not know that. If you didn't know that, comment below about that. And the jury, which appeared to be overwhelmingly white, deliberated for close to 3.5 days. So it took them about 3.5 days to come up with the verdict of not guilty on all charges. Rittenhouse could have gotten life in prison if found guilty. The most serious charge, first-degree intentional homicide, or what some other states call first-degree murder. So I guess in Wisconsin, they just call first-degree murder something else. They call it first-degree intentional homicide. That's neither here nor there. That's just what they call it. And then as the verdict drew near, Governor Tony Evers pleaded for calm and said 500 National Guard members would be ready for duty in Kenosha if needed. Actually, I saw another video. I won't be. I don't think I can. Might try to link it in my description if I can find it. That said that if the National Guard was caught out the first time in the riots, this trial this would have never happened. So I don't know about that. That's neither here nor there. But you can search for a video. There's probably all sorts of videos talks about it. But it was just a comment on the video, so. Don't worry about making the video, but I did see a video where someone made a comment. The National Guard was caught out when the first riots happened. Then this trial would have never happened. Kyle Rittenhouse wouldn't have felt the need to go do what he thought was right. He thought it was right. Some people maybe thought it was wrong, but he thought it was right. So I'm gonna go with that. If he thought it was right, then it was right. Probably he thought it was right. What he did, he thought he was doing the right thing. So. Obviously, he was found not guilty, so I guess he did do the right thing, according to the courts and a jury of his peers. So here it goes. Rittenhouse was 17 when he went from his home in Antioch, Illinois, to Kenosha after businesses in the city were ransacked and burned over the shooting of a black man, Jacob Blake, by a white police officer. Cannon weapon that authorities said was illegally purchased for the underage Rittenhouse. He joined other armed citizens in what he said was an effort to protect property and provide medical aid. Bystander and drone video capture most of the frenzy chain and events that followed. Rittenhouse killed Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, then shot to death protester Anthony Hubbard, 26, and wounded demonstrator Cage Cross Gretz, now 28. Sorry if I mispronounced anything there. Prosecutors portrayed Rittenhouse as a wannabe soldier who had gone looking for trouble that night and was responsible for creating a dangerous situation in the first place by pointing his rifle at demonstrators. But Rittenhouse testified, I didn't do anything wrong, I defended myself. Yeah, Rittenhouse did testify in this trial, which was, some people say they were surprised about that. I heard that. Some people were saying, some legal scholars, legal experts, they were kind of surprised about that. I read that or saw a video about that somewhere. Breaking into Psalms at one point, he told a jury he opened fire after Rosenbaum chased him and made a grab for his gun. He said he was afraid his rifle was going to be wrestled away from him and used to kill him. So I guess the Rosenbaum guy had chased him and made a grab for his gun. He said he was afraid his rifle was going to be wrestled away from him, and and used the killing. So Rosenbaum was going to take the gun from him and was going to kill him with his own gun. Hubbard was then killed after hitting Rosenbaum in the head or neck with a skateboard. And Krause was shot after pointing the gun of his own at Rittenhouse. So I guess if maybe that guy Krause fired his gun, he would have probably killed Rittenhouse, and then the one that got shot but didn't die would probably be the one on trial. Would have been on one trial, and Rittenhouse would probably be dead or injured. So hard to say about that. That could have went either way there, I guess. The case was part of an extraordinary confluence of trials that reflected a deep divide over race in the United States. In Georgia, 3 white men are on trial in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, while in Virginia, trials underway in a lawsuit over the deadly white supremacist rally held in Charlottesville in 2017. So there's some more trials going on right now that maybe I can talk about if you want me to. Comment, like, subscribe below if you want me to mention something about those trials when the verdicts are reached. So the exact racial makeup of the Rittenhouse jury wasn't clear because jurors were not asked about their race in the court. So I guess they were not asked about race when they filled out the jury questionnaire. So we don't know what the actual race was. The bloodshed in Kenosha took place during the summer of sometimes violent protests set off across the U.S. by the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, and other cases involving police use of force against black people. While some Americans condemned Rittenhouse as a vigilante, some on the right hailed him as a hero who exercised his Second Amendment gun rights and tried to put a stop to lawlessness. Then President Donald Trump said it appeared Rittenhouse had been very violently attacked. Supporters donated more than $2 million towards his legal defense. So there was supporters. He didn't pay for his own legal defense. Supporters donated more than $2 million towards his legal defense, and that they also included bail and bond and stuff like that. Rittenhouse had also been charged with possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18, a misdemeanor that had appeared likely to lead to a conviction, but Judge Bruce Schroeder threw out that charge before jury deliberations after the defense argued that the Wisconsin law did not apply to the long barrel rifle used by Rittenhouse. I guess it only applied to short barrel rifles. That law did. So he was not. Some people said that he admitted to having illegally possessing a weapon or a firearm. So if the judge didn't throw that out, he would have been found guilty of a misdemeanor because he admitted to that on the stand. He admitted to committing that crime on the stand. Schroeder's handling the trial drew attention at several points, including when he led applause for military veterans on Veterans Day just before a defense witness who had been in the Army was about to take the stand. Seems kind of weird that, I mean, to me, the witness's background or the witness's background shouldn't matter, but that has nothing to do. I don't think that would have anything to do with the case. The witness's background, shouldn't have anything to do with the case. I don't think so. I mean, or what the witness does or doesn't do for a living, that shit has no bearing on the case. But it seems kind of odd that the judge would do that. I mean, I'm not a legal person here, so maybe that's something all judges do. If you ever comment below if you ever had a judge been in the courtroom and you've seen a judge tell the court or the jury that they had to give a round of applause for a witness because they were a veteran or something about their background should be applauded, or the job or what they did for a living should be applauded. Let me know that in the comments below. It seems kind of weird to me. The judge also this is another weird thing. The judge also let Rittenhouse himself draw jury numbers from a raffle drum to set the final 12 who would deliberate. I heard that most of the time it's up to the judge I guess there's more than 12 juries. If you've ever been on I guess there's more than 12 there, and they have alternates, and then they send the alternates home and they go to deliberations, or maybe they keep the alternates there in case something happens. They have to dismiss a juror, because I've heard of jurors being dismissed after going to jury deliberations. I guess that can happen, so I guess they have extra jurors there in case something happens to one of the main jurors. I guess that's what that's for. But Kyle Rittenhouse got the draw numbers of the ones that were going to be dismissed. I don't know how that works. I wish that would never been on a jury trial. So if you have, let me know if there's ever more than two juries there. I've been called to jury duty before, but never served. Was always got excused. They always said they didn't need me for some reason. Anyway, video testimony from some of the prosecution's own witnesses seemed to buttress Rittenhouse claim of self-defense. Buttress, I guess that means support Rittenhouse. So I guess the prosecution's witnesses seem to, I guess, support Rittenhouse's claim of self-defense. Rittenhouse described Rosenbaum as hyper-aggressive. That was the oldest first person that was killed, that he shot and killed in self-defense. Hyper-aggressive and said that he dared others to shoot him and threatened to kill Rittenhouse early that night. A video photographer testified Rosenbaum lunged for a rifle just before he was shot, and the pathologist said his injuries appeared to indicate that his hand was over the barrel. Also, Rosenbaum's fiancé disclosed that he was on medication for bipolar disorder and depression. Okay, so that guy was on medication for bipolar and depression. I mean, I don't think that really, to me, that shouldn't really matter there. I guess I don't think that should really matter. Some civil rights activists saw a racial double standard in the way the white gunman was treated. On the night of the shootings, law enforcement officers saw Rittenhouse and other armed people on the streets despite the curfew. It's kind of strange. If you're violating curfew, you should be told, and the police see you, you say, hey, you got to go home. You can't be out. It's a curfew. Go home. Leave. If not, you're going to be arrested. But I guess that didn't happen. And gave them bottles of water, with one officer heard saying over a loudspeaker, "We appreciate you guys." Later amidst the tumult, I don't know what that means. I guess later amidst the tumult, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, Rittenhouse managed to get past a police line with his weapon slung over his shoulder, and he was not arrested that night. I guess if he was breaking curfew, shouldn't he technically been arrested? Anybody out that night breaking curfew should either been arrested or told, hey, you go home. Not, you're going to be arrested. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to comment, like, and subscribe below, and let me know if you like this video and if I should do more videos like this. Okay? I'm running on a full tank. This is DoorDash Man, and I'm running on a full tank. Comment, like, and subscribe below.